First and foremost, may I say thank you very much for coming, and we apologize for a slight late start, and we will catch up very quickly. Your Excellencies, Zambian High Commission, Mrs. Chengo, and the First Secretary, the Press, business owners and chief executives, all present here today, participants coming from different parts of the country, all of you sharing your visions and products, graduates entering into new development, and I know that you've come to share your visions and what you're going to offer as products and services as well. Allow me to acknowledge also the management teams, the event managers, master of ceremonies, catering team, security and public relations, and all technical staff and the floor managers. We also thank God for the Lifegate Church that lets us use this facility on leaves. Allow me in my opening statement to acknowledge my mother-in-law, Mrs. Norma Fese, the powerful, beautiful lady there, who gave birth to a beautiful wife, Denise Lukomana. She just disappeared. A big hand for my mother-in-law. We have traveled a distance of 11 years, and the early years, my mother-in-law used to present a lot. And she's got a few customers in this auditorium, which I recognize as Miss Charity Mwanza there, very powerful customer. I was the first customer, that's why I don't cook. She does Mary Kay. You still do it? You still do it? The Mary Kay, just a bit. You must count what God has done in your life. This will give you strength. I once heard a preacher say, not long ago, just yesterday, when you look back what God has done for you, you will be given strength. Regardless of what you go through, regardless of the journey, count what God has done for you. Amaka Yawindi was born out of a small book, only 13 pages, which I was asked to write. A couple, husband and wife, educated in the UK, but broke. But they decided to get out of this situation. I believe I heard a voice from God saying, write me a story, and I will show you what to do. The book was published, only 14 pages, and anyone who read it, they thought I was talking about them. So people demanded for the next stage. And I said, God asked me to do this book, what next? That's when conferences like this were born. For 11 years, we have never cancelled a meeting, we have never missed a meeting, and meetings go on and on. Now, that time, my daughter was only 7 years old. Now she's 18. And sitting next to my mother-in-law is my wife. When mother-in-law is mother is present, my wife breaks protocol. She doesn't sit with me, she just wants to onka. Those who come from Zambia, onka, you know what it means, yeah? Onka means is now, yes, that's a good interpretation, translation. This is now 11 years. The focus was to teach people, originally those from Zambia, the Africa patch, and the rich people in this country who are friends of Zambia and Africa, to teach them out investment. When you learn something about investment, then you know what to invest in. That's how the journey began. This is a 250 years project, and we've only done 11 years, remaining with 239 years. I remember when we went to Zambia with my colleague, now my pastor, Dr. David Owoke, seated in front. We were in the House of Chiefs presenting our visions and our visions. I mentioned that we are doing 250 years. His Royal Highnesses sat on the edge and said, Doctor, we don't have time. We want it now. And I said, a vision that is 5 years is a dream. And it expires in 1 minute. But you need to dream longer term, 1,000 years, so that in your heart, you're circumcised, you no longer focus on yourself, but generations to come. Things we enjoy in the United Kingdom, things we enjoy in African countries, we are birthed by fathers who foresaw this day today, that our people will begin to invest and live better lives. This is why Amaka Awini, face-to-face, is 250 years, remaining 239 years. When we do these foundations, our children and children's children will build on our shoulders. They must never make mistakes that we make. We must not mourn for things that we did not achieve, but we must speak on those things we didn't achieve with a positive perspective, so that they may find vision in it. Many of you are Christians. David decided to build a temple for the Lord. They said, no, David, it's not you who's going to build a temple for me, but your son Solomon. But because David said what he wanted to do, Solomon fulfilled that vision. So what you haven't achieved, your children, your sons and daughters will achieve. Keep building. This is the vision of our carrying. What have we achieved with all these 11 years? Capacity building. We do so for many people. We capacity building, we've got showcases. Winnie Nachibula, now living in Zambia, she lived in this country for over 10 years. She was a member of Makawini, she had a dream in foods, etc. She was a food therapist. We said, we can help you. Now she is running Nazia Food business in Zambia, supplying food chain stores in Zambia. She gets traditional foods, organic, nicely packaged, barcoded. Now, if you go in the shops, look for Nazia Food, you'll find them. She does actually flavored chinkubala. Anybody knows chinkubala? The rich people, they call them whales. These are delicious. They really ought to taste chinkubala. Nice protein. So such people have now found their base. On the website of Westminster Open College, we have featured a lady called Benzo Malawi. Benzo Malawi was a student. She also lived in this country for 20 years. When she came on the platform of Makawini, she found a vision and she told me, sir, I'd like to do an MOU with you. And I said, what do you mean MOU? I didn't do nothing. 2 years later, she came and said, sir, I want to do business with you. What we're talking about, I've done it. She's now running a training institute in Zambia called Moonlight Training Institute in Zambia, just behind the Mana Center arcades. These are things that we achieve. We have Charity Mwanza and Grace Tulo now involved in construction business. You see later. These are women who have held tight on the platform of Makawini. We capacity building. They are now going to invest in Zambia, and this year I'm glad I always take investors in Zambia on introduction services. Now I'm taking powerful ladies, which leads very well in the theme of the human rights, supporting women's rights this year. I think these are some of the millennium goals. What else have we achieved? Linkages back to our country of origin with a view to invest back. And I can gladly showcase what we have done in Zambia initially. Over the past 3 years, we have taken motor companies, Aquarium Limited, contract signed now, we're supplying equipment. We begin to see a change in the way water systems run in Zambia. This was done through Amaka Awini in conjunction with the fellows from the High Commission. We also have philanthropists that we've taken to Zambia to go and just dig a well for people in the village. This is because Amaka Awini platform is there enabling people to do that. We have also begun to connect with Nigerians, Botswana, Ghana, many other countries represented. As I go very quickly, we have a big power to connect with embassies. Why? Because we recognize embassies and high commissions as the custodians of information and of their people who have come to live in the diaspora. I can gladly showcase on Zambia High Commission. For 11 years, they've never missed a single meeting. And I think they deserve a big clap hand. And after we links with high commissions, now we link with the Nigerian High Commission last year, and I suppose they might come in a little later. Tanzania, Malawi, and many are coming on board. Why? Because Amaka will has created an enabling environment for the high commissions to meet their people in the diaspora with a view to invest back in the country where they come from. Amakawi now is a home for all Africans, and I mean all Africans in the diaspora, and all friends of Africans in the countries of hosts. I now learned that there's probably more than 54 countries in Africa. Amakawi says, welcome home, home from home. Find your vision here in Amakawi. We are connected with the United Kingdom businesses, friends who have products and services that are of benefit to us, like the Parabuilding products you see later, the Business British Alliance, Business African Business Alliance. I've been trying to learn this lesson for the past 4 years. I think I'm now got a PhD in it. But he, my colleague, my British African Business Alliance. Say Amakawi. Yes, Pastor. Give us a figure. Village Water, for example, is now running workshops over 700 villages in Zambia. And they've created employment all through Amakawi. We have projects running in Solwezi to agriculture with Royal Highnesses and His Royal Highness Chief Tambo in Dunga. They came over here for capacity building, and we're doing good projects in there. Hopefully we'll get a contract for construction of a shopping mall right here in Dunga. People don't have to travel to Chimbola. These projects are underway, you see later.
Yes.
We now, through the AYP52 consortium, have access to funds, big funds, sending on construction projects with a budget of over $500,000 and above. If you are dreaming big, dream big. And I'm glad that we begin to convey some of these things. Some of them, the first one of the application came from Zambia, but processes are still ongoing. Second came from Nigeria, third came from Nigeria, and things are going on in the range of $10 million. One of them, the second one, $80 million. So a total of $18 million might come through this process of Amakawi with our partners in AYP Consortium. On the Westminster Open College, we now upgrade programs that you learn here as capacity building. You can get upgraded through the college. All this has happened on the platform of Amakawi. Most importantly, each year you come here, you take fire in your bones to make it big. A rising women like Mukawa, who through a tragedy of family, was inspired on the platform of Amakawi to go forth and set up a charity. We'll see later. This is what we call Amakawi is heartbeat. It's about the people, building a people that can do things in the future, a people that can build a foundation for their children. Now, let me motivate you as I close in the last few minutes. Children are the best things you can now invest in. I learned when I was at Zambia High Commission and Justina Mutale's foundation of a scholarship. One beautiful young lady said, and she dropped down, she cried. Parents, we are taught that many of us don't know how to swim. If you did know how to swim, but teach us how to swim. But I say, that's very true. How would you teach them how to swim? Get a private tutor. You may not calculate mathematics, chemistry, but you need to do it with a private tutor so they can excel. Why do I say so? They would not relate to you saying that my son, my daughter, I want you to go and get a PhD in chemistry. They said, Daddy, I know you got a PhD in chemistry. How come you don't use it? Oh, want to do nursing? You say, Mommy, I know you're a nurse, but you don't use nursing. Any career, why? Because you're doing a part-time job that is making you better money than your original career. But you need to tell them this. Sanya, daughter, I'm telling this country so that I can fund a foundation to make some bit of money to make a life for you. It wasn't easy for me to get into the job market, but you can get in there. Why I'm doing this is for you. You can build on my shoulders. Because if you don't tell them this, they will not go and do their studies. I've been teaching this country for over 11 years, 20 years actually. Let me not believe it. I'm a very young man. I've been teaching for many years. Children do like this. I don't want to learn. But if you tell them what, but they'll tell you, Rooney earns $250 per week, I'll do football. It won't happen. So I charge you, let them be given a private tutor. And in closing, investment must be a topic in your family. Learn investment. There's a lady who's talking about investment, everyone go. Don't waste materials, don't waste time. Let people invest in good things, your children in this country, so they may connect back to where you come from. And in closing, women, This is your time, and I'm glad that my mother used to say, if you give me a chance, I can do a very good business and even go into leadership. And I love to charge women, your time has come, arise and get up that vision of business and plant it. There's no restrictions, you can do it, you can make it. And with this in mind, I'd like you to put your hands together as I welcome the Excellency from the Zambia Commissioner, Mrs. Irene Chengo. Put your hands together. Thank you very much. And welcome to the 4th Conference Celebrating Business Continuity and Success. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Allow me by beginning to introduce myself and my colleague I came with. I'm actually standing in for the High Commissioner of Zambia to the UK, His Excellency Mr. Muyela Chikonde, who is not able to be with us because of other engagements. I'm here. First of all, my role is First Secretary Trade in the Zambia High Commission. So it's so appropriate for me to be here and to work with the Amakaya Wingin, particularly with Dr. Muhammad, who has really challenged me as a person with the passion that he has and what he has achieved. With me is my colleague, Mrs. Abigail Chaponda, who is the First Secretary of Press, and she's here to report and to get firsthand the work of the Amakaya Wing, but also I'd like to urge you and to inform you that Zambia High Commission is now slowly rebranding, improving, being challenged to go beyond, and we have built a new website which is on test transmission, which we hope in 2 weeks will be up and running fully. So it will be a very great platform to connect with Amakaya Wing and all the other businesses, including other missions, other colleagues in the UK. And it will be interactive. There will be a site, a page where you can send in your information, your events. There's a page where you can ask for information, where you can even give us your recommendations and your observations, including your complaints, so that together we can build a better Zambia in the UK and reach out beyond borders. So, good morning again on behalf of the High Commission of Zambia and the Zambia in particular. Let me just begin by saying Dr. John Lukomona, chairperson of Amakaya Wingi, and I'm here to also acknowledge the presence of all excellencies and business executives, business owners. Mrs. Lukomona, behind every successful man there's a woman. Well done through all the years with your work and your support. Mr. Oliver Glendening, this is one business that I'm so passionate about because I see the need back home in the small sector and growing. And all colleagues, all guests, and to the graduates of today, it is my pleasure to be here, and I'm so honored to stand before you and just give a short address and thank you for once again honoring the High Commission to grace this occasion. As Dr. Lukomana mentioned, there's been a long association with the mission, and we've tried in our little way, and sometimes I look at what Amakaya Wing has done and I think I wish we could do more, but restricted with resources and capacity. But our hearts are with you, really. And Amakaya Wing is the pride. When I came into the mission, just slightly a year ago, a year and 3 months now, I think, I was inducted by a very vibrant colleague, Mrs. Mushinge Ikai, and she's not here with us, she has been transferred, but I still want to pay tribute to her. And all the work she did, she taught me a lot. And this is one organization that we are proud of which does not miss our annual reports to Zambia. The work of the businesses that they've connected with Zambia through the mission, and really we are proud because they make our work easier. And that's why I say that if I could do more, I would. However, allow me just to mention a few things. On behalf of the Zambian government, I want to commend the Amapayawingi for this event and for contributing clearly to our economic drive and vision of Zambia, which is, among many things, to grow the middle income sector and to raise our GDP as well, and to attract more investments into the country for the betterment of our future, our children and their children. There can be no better noble vision than this that the Amapayawingi is holding. Particularly, I want to say this to all the investors and would-be partners. This year, Zambia is going to the polls again, as some of you may be aware, with the unfortunate demise of our 5th president, His Excellency Mr. Michael Chilufya, who passed away. We had to have another election, a by-election, last year, January, where His Excellency President Edgar Chagwa became the 6th president of Zambia, under the same party, the Patriotic Front. And now, because of the 5-year term having run through, we have elections on the 11th of August, 2016. And for most people, the first question that we are asked, and I'm sure the Amapayawingi will be asked, is where to? How safe, how certain is our investment, and all the work that has been laid to ground. I'm proud to say, as Zambians, we have a record of peace, stability, consideration, and respect for investors. And I like to say this, that come August 11 and beyond, business carries on. No matter who will be in government, business carries on. And I don't think there'll be any investor who will wake up and everything is taken away because the government changed or the ministers changed or whatever. So this is one area I just wanted to emphasize and to mention that it's business as usual. And God loves Zambia and everything is well. Ladies and gentlemen, coming back to the current work, the government's current policies, we have sectors that we need investment in, including health, education, skills training. Again, I'm happy to note that the college, the West Midlands Open College, is fully functional and is training people in this regard of skills and beyond. And the investment programs are so relevant to our country. Agriculture also is a key sector, including and especially agribusiness, food processing to add value addition. I would like to urge the members and all the would-be business partners to look into Zambia and invest in these sectors. But what is so painful is that we have the raw materials. And I know this is a similar situation with our fellow African countries. We have the raw materials, we export them as they are, and then we buy them back as finished products at so much more than what we sold. What we're lacking is the machinery, is the skills, it's the capacity, but I think it's also the determination that we can do it. I'm happy that now we have country branding programs like Buy Zambia, Buy South African, and Malawi is best, and all these drives that are really awakening us to the fact that we have the resources, when we have the capacity to do much more. May I not even forget to mention that even our products are much healthier. know that the Zambia High Commission now is fully dedicated to support anybody, be it Zambian or not, who is having the vision to come and partner with Zambia, because we are aware that Zambia is now part of the global village. And for us to attain the sustainable development goals, we need to work as a team. And so I'm so honored when I see people like David there sitting for Baba, and other people from other countries and organizations and Parry building. And I'm thinking, yes, this is the way to go. Because when we pull together, we can do much more. And especially in light of what happened yesterday, I think Africa should position itself to begin to directly engage with British businesses to fill that gap. Ladies and gentlemen, Zambian investment environment is among the best in Africa. A couple of years ago it was ranked 10th, but I'm happy to note that 3 weeks ago I attended an event in London at the Legatum Institute. They published a prosperity index report of where Zambia has even improved to become number 7. And this is despite the background of the low commodity prices, the challenge we had in the energy sector, which really chokes business and industry operations. We had a situation last year where our kwacha really went so much down, and journalists all over the world call it the runaway kwacha. And fortunately, by the grace of God, and by a lot of fiscal policies and actions, it was able to wake up from about 22 kwacha to a pound at its worst. It went all the way in April this year. It came to 13 kwacha, and it started to slide slowly to 15 with the Brexit yesterday, the out. It gained slightly, it was at 14 kwacha from 22. And I look around, it's really commendable despite all the challenges. But I think I want to challenge all of us here. I think one of the key things that we can do is to attract homegrown investments, especially tapping onto the diaspora skill and the funds and the connections here and back home. When we look around, all of us are sending little monies here and there back home. Whenever we are also saving in the banks, and we're not realizing much value out of savings. I'm not saying don't save, but I think some of us are making money sit in the bank, and the bankers use it, and we are not giving our countries an opportunity to utilize that much. So it's really a challenge that we should start through associations like Kamakayawingi and Baba and all these other organizations with the high commissions in the UK. We need to start looking at how much resources together can we pool and how much change can we bring about. At this point, I want to acknowledge the women and all the work we are doing as individuals, small enterprises, and sole traders, and in whichever sphere we are. I noticed that more and more women are taking up the challenge to be in business. We are moving the paradigm from just being a worker in a company or just a housewife. Lately, we see more and more women, even when they have a job, they have a little business that they do. After work, weekends, and something that keeps them, earning that extra income. And I think this is commendable. But what we are lacking is now the synergy to come together more as women and be able to attract even technical assistance and funding and the accountability, that whole process to see ourselves growing from that little Irene to Abigail and 3 other women and a group of us, moving even multi-million dollar or pounds contracts and being able to run together smoothly so that we can really say, okay, yes, this is the contribution from the women into the country. But I know that a lot is being done. We just need to do more. The mission has a brief which has been forwarded by the Zambia Development Agency, which I was talking to Dr. Komona that I forwarded on email yesterday. It is the Zambia Development Agency Exporter Directory. And this has been published in conjunction with the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry, with ZDA, which has the mandate through an Act of Parliament to drive trade and investment and promote exports. This document, through Makaya Wingi and Dr. Komona, any of you that are interested will get a soft copy. It will be able to give you so much information. And we have another brochure which was done yesterday, and again electronic, on the tourism sector. Not only showing you the opportunities, but it's also going to help you and me to market our tourism well, without having to hand in, brochures and papers and just trying as a country to also reduce our costs and manage. Okay, yeah. So, any questions that you have going forward, please do not hesitate to call on the mission. As the High Commissioner says, our doors are always open to engage. And I'd like to mention here that historically, people thought the High Commission is this high monument, do not go there, do not touch, who are we, we cannot, I think some of you sitting in this room know. Yes. It was like, oh, them and us. Yes. But we have a whole new team, rebranded. From the High Commissioner to press to deputy, we are all a year old, some of them are a few months old, and we come with this drive, and most of us having even been in private sector, we appreciate the human resource. And so we've had a few events in the past, and I always urge people that, look, this is different. And a few of them have just said, oh, actually, it is different. And they say, but to come. They were afraid to come to the mission. But I'm saying, that is your home. Without you and your various activities and issues and inquiries, there would not be any High Commission. We might as well lock the doors and go home and farm or do whatever we do. So I'm urging everybody to spread the word that the High Commission is our home, away from home. And finally, I would like to say a big thank you again and congratulations to the Makaya Wingi and the team of hardworking women and the gentlemen for once again hosting this, the 11th year, right? The 11th year of business, networking, and linkages. Congratulations again, and God bless your work, and together we achieve more. And before I close, I would like to just say something. The way that God works. When I was posted over here, I came just as, okay, I'm going to work. And one of the diaspora events we had last year, I met a lady, and she's my auntie-in-law. The aunties of my husband. He's late now, before I remarried. So, Auntie Beatrice, And she says, oh, hello, you are here. I said, yes, I'm here. And she says, oh, okay. And I said, look, my son will be coming in 2-3 days' time. And then that's how we connected. And then we connected with the younger sister, who I had met at the event last year as Amakaya Wingi. I had no idea that she was my mother-in-law. And she's here and very committed, Auntie Chewe, and she was very helpful to me and my children when we came to settle us, to tell us what's this and what's about UK, and just to make us feel at home. She took our grandchildren out and about to see the London Eye and other places, and yeah, my son went back to university in Zambia, but they still communicate. And I just wanted to say thank you and bless you, and I appreciate you.
Thank you very much. This is very nice. Now, I think Your Excellencies, thank you very much for your message, and we appreciate how much value you put on Amakaya Wingi because of all the people that you see sitting in the audience that makes Amakaya Wingi what it is. And above all, God's presence in the region counts. I feel like now increasing the fees for introduction. There's a program we do, introduction services. So now it's a complete family. Thank you very much. At this stage in time, I'm now your master